But it's a process that I think, number one, is an imperative of demographics. Today, Raila is 79. In 2027, he will be circa 84. That points to one thing, that what is the bulk of the voters? A lot of times, people don't want to actually refer to that. What is happening right under our nose is what I call a generational handover. There is a generational handover that is actually happening. And people like Dismas, people like Owila, myself, yourself, are actually the people now who are actually at the pole position of actually coming in. And they will be in that particular influential position for the next 18 to 25 years, depending on how well they play it. And if they can actually onboard, if they can actually play well and manage Gen Zers who are actually coming very fast, because there are about 6 million of them who are already in the age of majority who could vote. Yeah. But then the bulk of Gen Zers are still under the age of minority. But then quickly to actually probably give a little bit of flesh to this is that, number one, Raila is Azimio and Azimio is Raila. In the absence of Raila Odinga, there is no Azimio. That is just as factual as it remains. You can get round, you can get all the other questions are qualitative questions, but quantitatively, Raila is Azimio and Azimio is Raila Odinga, without which the others are support cast. Now, his anticipated exit, whether it's through the AUC or whether he retires, has got quite an impact on the Kenyan political landscape. Number one, there are people who've made a career by simply attacking Raila Odinga. Being anti-Raila has actually made people, you don't have any other substance that you bring to the political table. You only bring anti-Raila venom, and you are able to actually win. Okay. So many people have sustained that. His exit will actually ensure that those particular individuals have nothing actually to offer. Then there is this actually bigger army that actually has been in politics for simply two things: to defend quote-unquote Baba and to support Baba. Right. We defend and support Baba. Now, and that is why I actually think that AUC presents an opportunity for Baba to exit the political scene, in my opinion, with dignity and safely, so that he doesn't die on the battlefield. Because the team that I've actually mentioned behind, especially the team that expects that has always survived in politics because of Baba, that team is willing to do everything to ensure that he remains on the political scene for their relevance. Right. Because without him, and you will allow me to mix a little bit of words here, both English and Kiswahili, that without Baba, the anti-Raila forces that have been, for example, in Western, Nyanza, and Coast, will really give a good thrashing to these particular people. I can mention a few. If you look at people like Owidi, for example, today they look small, because they are sparring with a giant. In the absence of the giant, the person who spars with the giant is quite skilled. So the Owidis of this world, the Onyangolos, the Eliud Owalo, could easily become quite dangerous. Right. The same would apply in Western, the same would apply in Coast, where I would call that if Raila, anything were to happen and he ends up at the AUC, then we are going to have serious political funerals in Western, Nyanza, and Coast. Allow me to actually probably round this before we go to the next level.
In a minute, yeah.
You know, the AUC seat is a full-time diplomatic job. When Baba says that he will be around here, Baba is managing his base, so that then there is not a lot of fighting before the deed is done. Okay. For the simple reason, I suspect Baba wants to exit the political scene like Alexander the Great. That whoever is strong amongst you should emerge. I say that because, number one, I have seen Mama Ida Odinga point to Mbadi, yet his brother, who is also so close to him, that is Senator for Siaya, Oburu Odinga, has proposed to Wandai. So I do not think that that is somehow a strategy that is far removed from each other. Right. I think it's one, so that you propose for Opio Wandai, those who are against Wandai will actually rise up and say, no, we cannot take that guy. Okay. Then those who are against Mbadi rise up, and then he will say, okay, may the strong amongst you rise, and somebody else, probably like Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, can actually be the interim.
Interesting. So we find ourselves in a transition phase, according to you, and equally alludes to the ODM